Welcome back to my channel. In this video, you will learn how to make a ribbed crochet tube top. This is a great top for beginners. I'm going to be making a size medium, but I will show you how to alter the top to fit any size you desire. If you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe and click the notification button to be notified when new videos are released. We're going to be starting with the length of the top, so make a slip knot and chain a total of 37 chains. This is the measurements from your underarms to your belly button. I have completed my 37 chains, and now I'm going to take my chain and flip it over to the back so that the bumps are facing up. We're going to be working in the bumps today, so insert your hook into the second bump from the hook. Inside that second bump, we're going to single crochet, so insert your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through those last 2 loops. I'm going to continue doing single crochets in the back bumps for a total of 6 stitches. If you need a more detailed video on how to do any of these stitches, I'm going to have a tutorial linked in the description. Now after I completed my 6th single crochet, I'm going to get my stitch marker and place it into that 6th stitch. Now inside this next stitch, which is the bump, I'm going to be working a half double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to insert my hook into this bump. I'm going to yarn over again and pull up a loop. I'm going to have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over one more time and pull through all 3 of those loops. I'm going to continue doing half double crochets in the next couple of stitches until I have 6 stitches remaining. So keep doing half double crochets until you have 6 bumps left. Once again, if you need a more detailed video on this specific stitch, I will have a video linked in the description. I have made it to my remainder of 6 stitches. Inside this next bump, I'm going to place a single crochet. Now, after I place that single crochet into that bump, I'm going to insert a stitch marker. After I place my stitch marker, I'm going to continue doing single crochets in those next 5 bumps that are remaining. So I made it to my last stitch. This is what it looks like when you complete row 1. Now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn my work. Now row 2 is going to be a lot different than the row we just completed because we will be working in the back loop. Now if you take a look at the screen, you can see that I am sticking my needle in the back loop. You're going to be sticking your hook inside the back loop only, not the full stitch, just the back loop. So inside this first stitch, we're going to place a single crochet inside the back loop only. And then I'm going to continue doing single crochets in the back loop only until I reach that stitch marker. Once I make it to my stitch marker, I'm going to place a single crochet back loop only into that stitch. And then I'm going to re-enter my stitch marker into the stitch that I just did. Inside that next stitch, I'm going to work a half double crochet. And these are regular half double crochets. And then I'm going to continue doing half double crochets all the way down until I get to that stitch marker. I made it to the stitch marker. Now I'm going to remove it, and inside that place that had the stitch marker, I'm going to place a single crochet back loop only. After I place my single crochet back loop only, I'm going to put back in my stitch marker, and then I'm going to continue to do single crochet back loops only all the way down till I get to that last stitch. So I made it to my last stitch. Now I'm going to chain one and turn my work. Inside that first stitch, I'm going to place a single crochet back loop only. And I'm going to continue placing single crochet back loops only until I reach that stitch marker. Once I make it to my stitch marker, I'm going to place a single crochet back loop only into that stitch. And then I'm going to re-enter my stitch marker into the stitch that I just did. Inside that next stitch, I'm going to work a half double crochet. And then I'm going to continue doing half double crochets all the way down until I get to that stitch marker. Once I make it to the stitch marker, I'm going to remove it. And I'm going to place a single crochet back loop only into that stitch. Like I told you before, once you place your single crochet back loop, always remember to insert your stitch marker. This is important because it helps you separate your stitches. Then I'm going to continue doing single crochet back loops only until I reach my last stitch. And you have just completed your third row. I'm going to be doing a total of 80 rows. This is roughly around 27 inches. So basically from this point on, you're going to continue repeating that last row until your top wraps around your chest. Once you have your desired size, we're going to fold the shirt in half, and now we're going to slip stitch. So inside that first stitch, we're going to insert our hook. And then we're going to grab the back part, and inside that first stitch in the back, we're going to insert our hook. Now we're going to take that loop and we're going to wrap it around our hook. And we're going to pull that loop through the first stitch and the second stitch. And then we're going to insert our hook into that next stitch in the front. And we're going to do the same thing in the back inside that next stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull it through both of those stitches. Then you're going to have 2 loops on your hook. Pull the first loop through the last loop. Inside that next stitch in the front, insert your hook. You're going to do the same thing for the back. Insert your hook in that next stitch in the back. You're going to yarn over and pull through both of those stitches. You're going to have 2 loops on your hook. Pull that first loop through that last loop. Inside that next stitch, insert your hook. You're going to do the same thing in the back. Yarn over, pull up a loop through both of those stitches. Pull that first loop through the last loop. And this is a slip stitch. You're going to continue slip stitching all the way till you get to your last stitch. Once I make it to my last stitch, I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to grab my scissors and then I'm going to cut the end of the yarn. Now make sure to leave a long enough tail, that way you can weave it in at the end. Now let's weave in the end of our tail. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting my yarn inside my needle, and you can pretty much stick it anywhere. I'm just going to weave it back and forth on the part that we just slip stitched down. It doesn't really matter how you do it. I'm kind of a little out of focus. As you can see, I'm just weaving the yarn back and forth, and I'm just going to continue doing this. And then I'm going to cut it at the end. I'm going to take the shirt and flip it inside out. We want to be able to hide that part that we just slip stitch. And you just completed it, making your super easy ribbed crochet tube top.